Okay, I made it here a little earlier than I initially planned. It means I have some time to kill. Might as well browse for a bit, make sure I'm not forgetting anything else. Luck favors the prepared, after all. Really, what does it matter whether I prepared a week or a day before the competition? Prepared means prepared. Ooh, bad mindset. Besides, this place looks really nice. I've always been the type that enjoys exploring new places. But first... hey there. I called a little earlier about the racket maintenance.
Oh yes, just a second. You're the one that wanted to redo the strings of those 3 rackets, right? Harrison.
That's right, among other things. I hand the tanuki behind the counter the bag with my rackets, making sure not to knock anything down in the process. I know it's kind of a weird request, but could you work on this one first and bring it back to me once it's done? I want to double check to make sure it fits my expectations.
Of course.
I quickly point out the racket I use least often. That way, if they botch the service, at least it won't have damaged my more important rackets. The clerk quickly takes it to the back. I can hear him talking to someone else back there for a little while before coming back around, sorry. Probably handed it to someone who worked with this kind of thing. Can't leave the front counter unattended for the time it takes to perform the service, after all. In the meantime, I decided to go around to the different aisles to check I have everything I need. When I head to the shoe aisle, for no reason other than I love to check out new shoes, I spot a familiar figure. That'd be Alex getting the insoles, I imagine. At first I doubt myself, but after double and triple checking, I realize that it really is. Oh, fuck. Wait for me to be wrong in a really bad way. When I finally recognize my freeze in complete horror at the sight of him here. In the process, I accidentally knocked down a shoe off its stand. While it doesn't make any kind of mess, the noise is enough to rouse the fox's attention. Oh, fuck me.
Ah, young Harrison. It has been a while since we met.
Yeah. Why did I have to run into him at all? Why did I have to run into one of them here? Sorry. Wait, why is he even talking to me?
Are you here buying things for your upcoming trip as well?
Yeah.
Yes, I figured as much. I am searching for insoles. Do you suppose you could help me choose? I don't know much about sporting apparel.
Wait, what? You're asking for my help? Huh? But...
Young Harrison, is something the matter?
Keisuke?
Yes. Oh, where is my manners? How is the young master? I hear he will be back at the estate after this trip. We're all busily trying to prepare for his return.
That's... How can you ask me something like that?
Pardon?
How can you ask me something like that? As if nothing happened.
Ah, yes. Well, the situation truly is unfortunate. However, I am quite grateful that you offered the young master asylum in this time. Those of us back at the estate have been quite worried about him while he's been away.
I'm sure you are. The fox's eyes scan my face in search of something. Suddenly, as if a switch has been flipped, the smile on his face vanishes completely, replaced by a vacant look not unlike the one Alexander wears most of the time.
Oh. I suppose you've been told more details about the events that transpired than I initially believed.
I've been told about what you did, at least.
I see.
For a very brief second, the fox's voice sounds hoarse, not at all like his previous friendly demeanor. He clears his throat while adjusting the tie around his neck, looking away from me and back at the shelves he'd been examining before my arrival.
Well, I suppose you wouldn't be inclined to helping me out, in that case.
I'm not.
Yes, I see. That is regrettable.
Regrettable? As in, you're going to make me regret it? I think about asking that, but before I have the chance, the fox grabs a random package from one of the shelves.
I suppose this'll have to do. In the meantime, please look out for the young master.
Of course. I'm sure you wouldn't want your precious meal ticket to be hurt, right? Without another word, the fox turns around and walks back to the cash registers. Once he's gone, I take a second to breathe in and can recompose myself. After I clear my mind a little, I start to consider the implications of what just happened. Really, my luck must be terrible for me to run into him of all people here. And maybe I shouldn't have talked to him like that. What if it comes back to bite Keisuke in the ass somehow? God damn it. I hate being involved in this. What the hell does a normal person even do in this kind of situation? I wasn't built for this. Damn it. For the time being, I lean back against the wall and take the time to center myself. I'm going to be here for the next few hours. There's no point in panicking over something that hasn't even happened yet. I'll keep this to myself for now. I don't want to risk rattling Keisuke by telling him about it. What if it gets to him and messes with his game tomorrow? You could offer to buy him insoles. Just be like, hey, I had to stop by the sporting goods store because I found, tell them you're getting your shit restringed. Last minute stop at the sporting goods store. Oh, hey, tell me your shoe size. Hey, what's your shoe size again? I couldn't remember. And then get him your own insoles. And then, oh, hey, well, at least they have 2 pairs now. One that you got, which you know will be better than the ones that fucking Kuroda got. Also, why the fuck is Kuroda getting the insoles that Alex said was gonna be getting? And if Alex and Kuroda are working together, what does that say about Alex's loyalties now? Yeah, I'll keep my mouth shut for now and we'll pray for things to work out. How is it gonna happen when Alex shows up with fucking insoles that Kuroda got? You're gonna be able to keep your mouth shut at that point? After making up my mind about it, I find a chair and decide to sit and wait quietly until the maintenance on my gear is done. Once I finish, I quickly pay for them and get on my way. I wanted to get back home and take some time to myself before the trip later tonight. June 29. In my dreams, I keep running the same scenarios over and over in my head. Me constantly looking over my shoulder with the nagging feeling of being followed. The people around me talk, but I can't hear a single word. Every now and again, I can see shadowy, faceless figures on the corner of my vision, yet they soon disappear. When I tell others about it, they merely laugh, as if I were saying something funny. What do I do? Am I going crazy? Why would anyone believe me? Hotel room. It is time to be in a hotel room. I slowly open my eyes. My hazy vision slowly begins to clear up, allowing me to piece together the scene around me. Once the dull throbbing in the back of my head finally dissipates enough that I can think in proper full sentences, I sit up, yawning and looking around the room. The first thing I notice is some kind of flowery smell, or is it herbal? I look around, trying to get my bearings. It takes a full second for me to remember where I am and what I'm doing here. When I look to my side, I notice that Keisuke's futon is empty. That's right. Once we got here yesterday, Keisuke asked if I wouldn't mind sharing a room with him so he wouldn't have to share with Hayato-kun. Given that we've been sharing a room for a little while now, it seemed silly that he'd even felt he had to ask. By the time we all got here yesterday, I was so tired from the trip and from constantly running over my meeting with the fox yesterday in my mind that I was barely even coherent. I ended up rushing through dinner and coming to our room to pass out, only waking up briefly when Keisuke slid into the futon next to me and hugged me from behind. "Good morning." Snapped out of my reverie, I look around to the corner where I noticed Keisuke relaxed, sitting on his own with what seemed like a cup of tea and looking out the window. "The sunrise is really pretty from here. Too bad you missed it." "Morning." "You sure passed out last night. You were already snoring by the time I got here." "I don't snore." "Beg to differ." "What time is it anyway?" I yawn while rubbing the back of my neck. My whole body feels stiff. 6 a.m. That should have been plenty of sleep, but I still feel like crap. "Are you okay? You thrashed a little in your sleep as well. Thought you were having a nightmare." "I feel like I did. I just don't remember it." "That's a shame." "That I don't remember it?" "No, silly, that you had a nightmare." It's whatever. Everyone has nightmares. Not everyone remembers them, though. It's true. And again, I did just say that I don't remember mine. I just feel like I had one. "You've been up for a few hours, I'm guessing?" "You guessed correctly." "Where'd you get the tea?" "From the hotel, of course. Where else?" "You didn't go out in your underwear to get it, did you?" "Course not. Don't be ridiculous. Do I look like a pervert to you?" "Just asking." "Wouldn't blame you if you were so foggy after waking up that you forgot about it." "I'd offer you some, but if there's been one thing that I finally understood about after our brief period of cohabitation, it's how much you seem to loathe tea. Green, especially." That was a lot of big words for this early in the morning. Is there some kind of off button on your flowery filter or something? Sorry, force a habit. I'll try to talk simpler. Thank you. Where did I put my bag? It's on that corner right over there, next to the TV. Thanks. I get up on my feet, raising my arms above my head and taking a moment to stretch my whole body, feeling my back pop once or twice in the process. Sometimes I feel like such an old man. I dig around for some clothes and a towel in case I decide to take a bath before we go out. Still undecided on that. Where'd I put my phone? Look around the room while looking for it. My memory of last night might as well have been deleted entirely. Seriously, how can I have zero clue where I put the damn thing? While looking around, I noticed Keisuke staring at me intently. You okay there?" Yes, quite alright. Don't mind me, I'm just enjoying the view." While I follow his gaze and look downward, I finally realize that I've been walking around with my morning wood on full display. Well, the feeling of embarrassment hits for a brief second. At this point, I'm already so used to it that I can barely even care anymore. Instead, I look back at the hair, noticing just how fixated he is on it. I decided to run an experiment. I sway my hip to one side, noticing how Keisuke's gaze follows. And I sway my hip to the other side, and once again, Keisuke's gaze follows. It's kind of fun, actually. Jade, you're like a cat with a laser pointer. Can you really blame the cat when the laser pointer is packaged so nicely? Oh, God! Keisuke continues to sip his tea as if nothing's happening. The look on his face, you wouldn't even be able to guess that he's shamelessly leering at my crotch. Careful, you seem to be getting a bit too excited. Oops! that wasn't meant to happen. Right. Keisuke shifts on his seat, crossing his legs in an attempt to hide it. Part of me wants to point out how unfair it is for him to cover himself up while continuing to stare at me, but nah. Maybe I'm too tired to properly think through what I'm doing, but I decide to fuck with him some more since I've been graciously offered the opportunity. Damn. I just grabbed a new pair of underwear. Where did I put them again? I slip out of my underwear, letting my guy hang freely while I walk around the room pretending to have lost my undies. Keisuke pretends to look away, but I can tell his eyes are still following me around. Maybe you put them back there? He points at a random spot behind me, having fully guessed his intent. I still follow along, pretending like I don't know what's going on. Here? Oh, it's kind of messy. For God's sakes, you YouTube guys. I bend over and fiddle around with the stuff on the ground while acting like I'm looking for my underwear. I have to make a conscious effort to get my tail to stop wagging. I even raise it a bit to give Keisuke a better view in the process, for God's sake. Oh, pff, silly me. I had it in my hands the whole time. Silly indeed. Now that I've made sure Keisuke is raging completely inside his hiding place, I decide to cut our little game short and start properly dressing myself. Keisuke doesn't complain, seemingly content with the short private show he got. You know, it's a shame I'm going back to the estate after the trip. I could certainly get used to this. What was it you asked me just a while ago? Do I look like a pervert? Very well, I deserve that. Keisuke sets his teacup to the side, getting up from his seat and stretching his own back, not bothering to hide his tent anymore. All jokes aside, I think it's time I get dressed as well. There isn't that much time until we have to leave, and I think we should spend at least some of it waiting in the lobby. True. Don't know when Coach will want us to leave. The hare grabs one of his bags, grabbing a change of clothes from inside and beginning to change. Unlike me, he's not trying to put on a show, so his underwear doesn't drop like mine did. Instead, he very quickly puts some clothes on, standing up next to me, fully dressed not a minute later. There we go. Much better. You sure? Is your little guy not getting squeezed to death in there? Shut up. Keisuke gives me a friendly push on the shoulder while otherwise stifling his laughter. He can be very cute when he lets his guard down like this. Before we go, we should organize our futon. Don't want to leave it lying here like that. I'm kind of shocked you didn't do yours as soon as you woke up. Ordinarily I would have, but as you were lying down halfway between my futon and yours, I didn't want to risk waking you up in the process. Fair enough. Here, let me help you. Holding up your own futon isn't helping, you know. It is if I had no intention of doing it initially. That's just being lazy. Keisuke and I do short work of organizing everything. Before long, the futon, pillows, and sheets are all folded up neatly in the corner of the room. Ready for us when we come back here at the end of the day to unfold them again. I never understood that one, but whatever. When we reach for our tennis bags, making sure that all of our gear is in place before heading downstairs. After a brief period of waiting, everyone gathered at the hotel lobby with their own gear. Amusingly enough, Coach was the last one to show up, having gone out to a nearby store or something. We step out of the bus, getting hit immediately by the hot and dry air outside. So bad that I almost want to get back in the bus.
Okay, everyone, gather up. I know this isn't the first time here for some of you. Try to help your classmates that don't have experience with this place. It's pretty big here, so it's easy to get lost.
If I remember correctly, only 2 of the people in here are newbies to this competition. Everyone else has been here at least once.
First things first, let's head to the registration area and make sure everything is squared out. Then we'll head to the locker room so you all can get changed before the opening ceremony.
It makes one wonder why we didn't just get into our playing clothes before heading out here. Speak for yourself, I don't want to be walking around in a polo for any longer than I have to. If you hate polos so much, why don't you play in a regular t-shirt? Polos look so much nicer though. Much more tennis-y. Tennis-y? He's an idiot. How are you even surprised? Thank you for that wonderful fucking contribution to the conversation. Man, I'm still waiting for the moment I'm supposed to fucking realize I like this character. Excuse me, can't I even make a joke anymore? You say it's a joke, but I know for a fact that it's your real reason for wearing a polo when you play. Maybe, maybe not. What's it to you? Can't prove anything.
No squabbling, you three!
Us.
Great, we only just arrived and you're already getting chewed out. Whose fault do you think that is? Hers, because she was being a bitch. How about we split the difference and all agree to blame Saya? Hey! I suppose I can agree to that. Good, because it's the right way to do it. She was being a bitch. Don't encourage him. The 8 of us, led by Coach, form a line on our way to the information desk. Every time I come here, I'm always blown away by how well maintained this place is. I've played in this venue at least 5 times in my life over the last 6 years, and every time I come here, this place is always sparkling clean and looking brand new. It's not like the tennis clubs in Saitama. It's not like the tennis clubs in Saitama are badly maintained or anything, but this is another level entirely.
We're here to register the players from the Minamikawa Middle High School. Fucking God. Minamikawa High School Tennis Club. Yes, all 7 of them. Yes, that's correct. Oh, God damn it.
Coach starts talking to the man at the front desk, showing him our student identities. Showing them our identities. Not our identification, our identities that he'd gathered before we left. One by one, we're called to the front desk to sign some documents, get our player identification, our registered number, register our phone number with the officials, among other things. I swear, with every passing year, it feels like the process gets longer and longer. It takes almost a full 5 minutes per person. This is kind of ridiculous. 5 minutes! My God, you spoiled brat.
Good. No problems this time. I was afraid we'd get a rerun of last year when someone forgot their documents at the hotel and held up the registration line.
I'm sure everyone would expect that person to be me. Honestly, even I would normally assume that I'm the person in question here. And yet... Yeah! Finally! She gets shit on for something. Finally. So sorry again. Yep, it was Saya. Shocking, I know.
Yes, don't sweat it so much. It's in the past.
Says the person who brought it up. Yikes, your laugh is so loud. I do a loud laugh, but Bria's sleeping in the other room. And besides, she'd have no reason to sweat it so much if he didn't bring it up in the first place. I'm glad he did, because she needs to be brought down like 50,000 pegs.
Does everyone know when their match is to take place? I believe at least 2 of you will be in the first batch of matches.
Yeah, that'd be K-kun and me. Benjamin-kun will play during the second batch of matches, Hayato-kun and Ayane-chan will play in the third batch, and there'll be a pause for lunch, and Kana-chan and Himikawa-chan will play during the afternoon matches. Thank you, I have been your walking travel guide. If you walk this way, you can see the Hanging Gardens of Babylon and the Alexandria Garden of fucking shut up, you exposition dump. Batches 5 and 6, if I remember correctly. Fucking God. At least we know that we'll be able to skip the second half of the day. We'll only need to pay attention to the first and second batch. Everyone else, who gives a shit?
Yes, you're correct. Very good, Sayatan. You get points for having read the fucking manual.
Shut up. Damn. She really did memorize everyone's schedules. You shouldn't get points for that. That's nosy and annoying. Boo. I told you that back at the hotel. How are you still surprised? With 64 games to be played in the first round alone, the first day of the competition is entirely dedicated to running those. Since there are 10 courts divided in between the two buildings, the first day is divided in 6 batches of 10 matches, followed by the 7th batch of 4 matches, 3 batches in the morning of the 4th, and 5th. That sounds like the rules of the goddamn reverse ladder match from TNA. Fucking hell. Did Vince Russo book this goddamn tournament? There's like 3 people who watch this video who are gonna get that. But to you, 3 people, I'm sorry. Of course, even the best laid plans buckle a little bit under the weight of real life, but most of the time, these competitions tend to be pretty good at following the schedule. 5 of us are slotted to play in the morning, while the other 2 playing in the afternoon. Good thing we don't care about those 2. Hell, we don't even care about the other two playing in the morning. We just care about us 3. Honestly, it'd be kind of nice if we all got to play in the morning, but that would mean that we'd be free to do whatever we want for the rest of the day once lunch break came around. Instead, since Coach is really anal about everyone sticking around to cheer for the other players, we have to stay there the whole day, even after we're done. Oh my god, are we gonna have to have a scene in the crowd of the other ones? Please don't make us experience that. Feels a bit contrived if you ask me, but oh well. I'm not the captain or the coach, so how much weight does my opinion hold anyway? You're co-captain, aren't you? Vice-captain?
Now, since we still have some time before the opening ceremony starts, let me tell you kids real quick what to expect, especially those of you who haven't been here before.
Coach starts explaining how the rounds will be divided over the next 3 days, what time the competition starts and ends, how the courts are assigned, among other things. In reality, most of it can be found on the competition's website, which is probably where he got it from in the first place. Those of us who have been here before are already familiar with the speech, so we mostly tune it out. Fucking big block of cheese day speech. Andrew Jackson had a big block of cheese in the foyer of the White House. It's more for the newcomers' benefit than anything else. By the way, Benjamin Kun, what time is Aki-kun arriving? I'm not sure, but hopefully we won't talk to him. We talked about it, and he said he'd come by with June. They'll probably be taking the train sometime soon. I sure hope, otherwise they'd be late. The opening ceremony hasn't even started yet. Give them a break. I'm sure they'll get here in no time. If it were only your brother, then I wouldn't worry. Kobayashi, however, has a history of being late to things. That's a good point. I choose to believe. Sure. It's too bad Shokun couldn't come today. He did say he'd be trying his best to make it tomorrow. True, but I know, it feels weird to me too. What's so weird about it? Shokun has been to every competition of ours since we were kids. That's over 10 years of him always being here. Can you blame us for finding his absence upsetting? When you put it like that, I guess I can't. You're just hoping he can make it tomorrow? Yeah.
Hey, if you think you're gonna ignore what I have to say, then can you at least keep it down when you try to pretend like you're listening?
It's not like they were yelling, Jesus Christ. Yeah, nice captaining there, Captain. Sorry. Sai and Keisuke lean a little closer, trying to talk in a hushed voice. Kei-kun and I can't afford to stick around and wait, though. We both have matches as soon as the ceremony is over. We don't need to wait for them. I'm sure they'll be fine if we leave them be. Are you actually saying that? Have you met Kobayashi? He has Aki with him? Don't leave your little brother in charge of babysitting an adult. What else am I supposed to do? If they're not here by the time the opening ceremony ends, you wait outside for them while we head to our matches. Oh sure, leave me alone to wait for them. It's not like you would get lost. But I want to watch you guys' matches. Aren't you the one who said you chose to believe they'd be here in time? You can believe outside, preferably by the entrance. But... No, she's got a point. You did say that. Doesn't mean I have to do what you're fucking telling me to do, goddammit. Fuck you guys. And I'm probably gonna get shit on for fucking babysitting them when they get here. Oh, you didn't think we could be fucking... God damn it. Cruel, you two are cruel. Fine, but only because you are asking so nicely. Don't be sarcastic with me. I could be a hell of a lot ruder about it. Yeah, and I'd be a hell of a lot more pissed off at you for being a bitch about it. That I can easily believe. I see no need to disagree or doubt you in any way, shape, or form. I'll wait outside, then we'll figure out which of the matches to watch. Right, there is that too. Since we're both playing at the same time, you can't watch both matches. Oh, I wonder which of these characters I care about more. The one we're actively dating and have been around way more often and we actually have interacted with and we are invested in the life story of, or the one who is only a cunt to us whenever we're around them. I wonder who we want to see fucking play the tennis ball.
Watch K-Coons. He needs the support more than I do.
I wish you wouldn't make it sound like I need help or something.
Not help. Support.
Condescending motherfucker. Same difference.
Boy, you two are testing me today. You keep picking a fight over every little thing.
Yeah, because you keep being a bitch. Why do you... Why? These are kind of friends you keep around just because they've been around you a long time. But like, if you just met them a little bit ago, you would never. Just because of the way they act. Like, you would not still be friends with this person if you just met them now. Like, if you just met them and they were just acting like this as a default and they were new. Like, no. Fuck that. I don't want that person in my life. Jesus Christ. Has it ever occurred to you that maybe you're just particularly lacking in tact today? Maybe. And every other day? Possibly? Wow, you actually agreed with me? A rare sign, a rare showing of self-awareness. A very, 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 very rare showing. Are you sick or something? Do you have a fever? Whatever you guys decide is fine by me. Seriously, don't come to my match just because you think I need it. Pick whatever match you want to watch. I'll try asking them when they arrive.
Okay, Coach is probably going to be done with his speech any time now. We better pretend like we're listening.
Good point. The three of us slowly pull away from each other, trying our best to act like we weren't whispering amongst ourselves the whole time. Luckily, we have no more issues. When the time is finally upon us, we all head to the locker room, switching into our playing clothes and preparing for the opening ceremony to start. Thankfully, these don't tend to drag anywhere as long as they do with other sports. I know that with the opening ceremonies for Shuichi's competitions, I sometimes felt like I might fall asleep before they were over. Once we're done, after finding no sign of Aki or June, I accept my fate as the one that has to wait outside and alone for them to get here. I swear to God, if those two end up being alone, I'm gonna knock some heads. Today is not the day for people who arrive late. Oh hey, I guess it ended up fine. Having finished his match, June and I watch as Keisuke walks off the courts, calling out to him to make sure he notices us. In the meantime, Aki is at the other building watching Saya-chan's match, while sending us live updates via text messaging, which by the way was his idea in the first place. Ah, so you guys came to watch my match after all. Why wouldn't we? I wouldn't have blamed you if you wanted to watch Mizuguchi-san play, that's all.
You did really well, Keisuke-san. That actually went by a lot faster than I thought it would.
So you say, but I can't help feeling like I could have done better. Are you kidding? I was feeling sorry for your opponent the entire time. Is that so? Yeah. You improved so much over the last few days. Seriously, I was blown away. I felt out of breath just watching. I'll be damned. That's a huge compliment coming from you. It is. Truth be told, I couldn't take my eyes off of you. It took my breath away in more ways than one. How long have you been here anyway? Did you watch the whole thing? Yeah, those two arrived just in time. We managed to get here just as you guys were finishing up your warm-ups. Lucky me. What of Misaguchi-san? I don't see Akiyoshi-kun here, so I'm assuming he's with her? Yeah, he came up with the idea of going to Saya's match and us sending updates on you guys' matches to each other. That's smart. How's the match going anyway? Saya just broke her opponent's service. Scores 3-1 in the second set, and Saya won her first set in 6-3. 6-3, huh? Her opponent must be at least decent to have won 3 whole games during her first set. Or Saya hasn't found a groove yet. Also a possibility. Albeit a boring one. Not everything has to be full of excitement. Sure, but where's the fun in that? Don't mind him, he's just riding a high from his first victory. Everything went just as envisioned. His body felt light and moved even better than he was supposed to. His mind was so clear that he could see what his opponent was about to do before it happened. His shots were much sharper than normal. How did you know? Because it happens to me all the time. Or used to, at least. I see. No wonder you love tennis so much. Oh, that feeling. You've never had it before? You know of it? Yeah, I feel something similar when I'm playing the piano. It's kind of like the world around me slows down. There's only me and the piano. I can feel the weight of every keystroke at my fingertips, and I can feel the music resonating in my body. It's clarity? I think that would be the word. Yeah, that's the best word to describe it. See? You know the feeling too. Clarity. Have you never felt that way before? Since you're such a high-level athlete, I thought for sure you did. I mean, I'm pretty sure someone like me feeling it is kind of an anomaly. I didn't know musicians could experience that kind of feeling, that's for sure. Especially short, tubby ones. Jesus Christ, you fucking asshole. Hey, that's rude. I have. Now that I think about it, I have experienced a quite similar feeling before. I figured. I was sure that almost all athletes did. It wasn't while playing tennis, though. It was when I performed during the school festival. Every word I sang, every note of the music that was played, every cheer and every sound from the audience, I could feel across my body, from the top of my head to the tip of my toes. Oh. Yay! Another one of us! Pardon? I guess that just means you're a born performer too, Keisuke-san. I mean, come on, you've been playing tennis for years and you've never had this feeling before, but you felt it the very first time you performed live? It's meant to be! Whoa, what's this look on Keisuke's face? His eyes are so sparkly and full of life. Wait, did he just zone out? Did he zone out just now? Keisuke, you still there? I'm here. Okay then. In that case, we should probably get going. We don't want to miss the end of Saya's match. I just got a message from Aki saying she won her 4th game. Alright. Are you sure you're still there? You definitely sound like you're zoned out. Come on, stop spacing out or I'll have to drag you. Benjamin! Since he's being so slow, I decided to grab Keisuke by the hand and pull him along, not listening to any of his complaints or objections. That's what you get for being so slow, bird brain. Bird brain. Or wait, can you even use that expression on someone that isn't a bird? Hair-brained? I get it. Please stop pulling me by the hand in public. Nope, this is your punishment. Benjamin-san! No, son. Benjamin-san? Oh, someone just shouted Benjamin-san. From somewhere behind us, I hear what sounds like my name being called. I immediately let go of Keisuke's hand, turning around to look for whoever it was that called out to me. expecting some kind of lecture or admonishment from a staff member for being a disturbance. But instead, oh god, yep, I had a feeling. Man, it really is you. It must be my lucky day. I didn't think I'd find you in the middle of all these people. At least not until the numbers went way down.
Yuya-kun. Oh man, for a second there, I completely forgot Yuya-kun would be here. Of course it'd be in this competition. He got all the way to the finals of the Saitama Prefecturals. It would actually be completely insane to think he wouldn't have qualified.
I just got done with my first match not long ago. I won in straight sets. Isn't that awesome? Straight sets?
Why do you look shocked? You won in straight sets too. Yeah, but I wasn't playing against Eijiro Kitayama. Wait, what? Kitayama? 3rd seed Kitayama? I look from Keisuke to the Akita as a feeling of pure shock runs through me, unable to digest or otherwise process it. Yuya-kun laughs, as if the whole thing were somehow funny to him. Yeah, that's him! Isn't it awesome? He was a really tough opponent, too. We went into a tiebreak for the second set, but I managed to get it. What was the final score?
7-5, 7-6.
Damn, that does sound very tight. But even then, beating Kitayama-kun in straight sets, that's something I thought only Tanabe and I could do in this competition. I certainly wasn't expecting this kind of development.
What about you two? Have you played your matches yet? What about this little guy over here? Is he a player too? Yuya-kun looks between the three of us, his sight lingering at June, who is an otherwise unfamiliar figure. Can't blame him for not remembering June hanging out with us last time we met. They never talked after all.
Kobayashi? You must be joking.
Ouch.
I know I'm not a tennis player, but do you have to sound so shocked at the mere suggestion?
Sorry.
I haven't had my match yet. Kei-kun just beat his opponent. Ah, that's fair. Must have been an easy one, huh? After all, aren't you the, 5th seed? You would have faced an unranked player, after all. It's coming from the unranked player who just beat the 3rd seed. I was going to be the 5th seed. Then I lost to you. That dropped me down to 7th. Oh! I didn't know our match affected your ranking. Sorry about that.
Why on earth would you apologize?
With Kei-kun here, this guy follows no conventional rules of logic whatsoever. Still, how lucky am I to get to play against you again? I had a lot of fun when we played against each other last time. I'm looking forward to playing against you again.
That's... I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to it as well.
Of course! I'm looking forward to playing against the both of you.
The both of us?
He just wrote Keisuke off like a fucking... Oh. Ouch. Ouch. He just wrote Keisuke off. Oh, you cunt. Yeah, after I faced you in the quarterfinals, I get to play Benjamin in the semis. Did you not look at the bracket?
You're just assuming you're going to beat me? Yuya-kun's looks like a little kid that just... Yuya-kun looks like a kid. Yuya-kun's looks... sorry, I think that's a typo. Yuya-kun looks like a little kid that just got the best news of the day. Honestly, he looks like he's innocently happy. Like he didn't have an ulterior motive in the world. And yet... Yuya-kun, just so you know, you just got me very ticked off.
Huh?
Do you have any idea how unbelievably rude that was? You basically just said that you expect to beat Keisuke like it was nothing. That's the kind of thing you're just supposed to think and never say. Did no one ever teach you that? Seriously, even if you're riding a high from your win just now, where do you as an unranked player get off saying that kind of thing to not only one of your seniors, but also a player much higher ranked than you?
Benjamin? I'm sorry, I didn't say that on purpose. I wasn't thinking.
You sure weren't.
I just remembered I promised my friends I'd hang out with them after my match. See y'all later.
See ya.
Wait! Keisuke tries to stop Yuya-kun from leaving, but the Akita damn near bolts before he has a chance to.
What just happened?
I think Benjamin-san scared him off.
Did I? Oops, what a shame.
Benjamin!
Yes?
Never mind, we'll talk about it later.
Yes, sir.
Are you gonna be smiling like that the entire time? Because it's a little creepy. You kind of look like a serial killer. Maybe.
Let's just get going. We've wasted enough time as it is.
We make our way to the other building, making a beeline straight for Saya's court. I take advantage of the fact that we're passing by the court I'll be having my match in to glance at the current score while we're on the way. We're halfway through the third set. It shouldn't be that much longer until I'll be called then. Keisuke and June spend the whole time talking among themselves and trying to get me involved in their conversation, but I stay mostly silent. Partly because I'm still annoyed from our interaction with Yuya-kun, and partly to fuck with him.
Oh, there you guys are.
I'm guessing we missed the end of your match?
No, I'm still playing over there. I just cloned myself to talk with Aki-kun, see?
Funny. You're a funny one, aren't you?
I try.
How was your match, Mizuguchi-san?
It was boring. She didn't really challenge me.
You're a poor opponent.
She's fine.
She just lost 6-3, 6-1. I really wonder how fine she could be.
At least she's not Kitayama.
Kitayama? You mean Kitayama-kun from the male division?
Oh yeah, there was that.
What about Kitayama-kun?
He lost in straight sets just now. 7-5, 7-6.
What? Yuya-kun beat Kitayama-kun in straight sets?
He never said it was Yuya. For the third time, she memorized almost everyone from the competition. Stop being so shocked by it. I don't think I can.
Yuya, isn't he?
The guy that beat Kei-kun back in April? Yes, the same. Do you really need to remind me? Kinda ironic considering Keisuke-san is the reason you got angry at the guy in the first place.
Angry? What do you mean?
It's a long story. We ran into Yuya-kun on the way over. He said something about being happy to play against him again, and then Benjamin-san flipped out. I don't really get it. You're smiling like a serial killer. You really are a narc, aren't you?
Wait, Yuya-kun was smiling like a serial killer? No, Benjamin-san was. I'm so confused.
I'll just tell it from the start. I give them both a brief rundown of events, trying to be as concise as possible so I don't end up having to explain myself over and over again. As soon as I explain what Yuya-kun's words were, both Saya and Aki's expressions deflate immediately. June looks at all of our faces, clearly confused.
You guys too? What's with the look on your faces? He said that? Even if it wasn't intentional. Damn. Huh?
June-san.
Aki tugs on June's shirt, having June bend over slightly so he can whisper into his ear.
Oh! So you mean he was basically announcing that he was going to win as if he couldn't imagine Keisuke ever being able to beat him?
I get it now.
That's rude.
That should have been Keisuke... June... Okay. I don't understand June not getting that. June should have been able to get that. Tournament structures are... I don't understand how June wouldn't understand this. I literally explained that right after it happened. How did you not get it?
Emotions are running high, okay? I mean, yeah, it's not a big deal. It's more of a backhanded insult than anything, but consider their difference in age and ranking. It's kind of insane that the guy would be bold enough to say it in the first place. Plus, it's gonna fuck with his head, like, right before the match. Psychological warfare, it's... You don't do that. That's fucked up.
It rubbed me the wrong way, too. I was gonna say something about it, but Benjamin's overreaction completely disarmed me. My overreaction? Gee, I'm sorry for having your back. That's not what I'd meant.
It was scary how Benjamin-san essentially chased him away while smiling. Whose side are you on? Chaos! What? That's...
That was a little too lol random for me. Dork.
But yeah, I get why you seemed upset now. I don't know if I'd go as far as being upset by it, but I definitely wouldn't know how to react if someone said that to me.
Dude, we've seen you be physically violent over the tiniest infractions. If someone said that to you, you'd literally murder them. Like, don't try to fucking act high and mighty over this. Also, why are you so freakishly tall in this scene? Like, why are you the tallest person in this scene? Seriously.
The comment seemed innocuous enough. I don't think he actually meant to disrespect.
I don't think he did either, but the dude has to learn to control his tongue.
After today, I'll be surprised if he even comes near you again.
You're painting me like I'm some kind of rabid dog, and I don't appreciate it. I do appreciate the impulse to help me out, though I do feel the need to point out that I don't need you to fight my battles for me. You do know that, I hope. Just be glad you got help. Like, Jesus Christ, he stuck up for you. Can people just be like, thanks? Fucking Christ. Not everything has to have a caveat. Like, every sentence has to have a fucking caveat or a well, actually, to it. Fucking Jesus. Yeah. Good. Now, Mizuguchi-san, we should probably head to the front desk to report the results of our matches. Since we made a beeline straight here, I didn't go there yet myself.
Oh yeah, good point. We'll be right back, you guys.
If you're called before you get the chance to come back, just look for us in the audience. I'll make sure we get a spot where you can see us, even if I have to elbow everyone else out of the way. Don't get yourself in trouble. It's no trouble. I briefly stand around and watch those two head out, seeing Keisuke gesturing with his hand as him and Saya start talking about something I can't hear until they eventually get lost in the crowd and disappear from my sight. Can we head to my court? I might get called any moment, so might as well wait there. Sure. Luckily, the court I've been assigned to is right nearby, so it doesn't even take 2 minutes to get there. Why did I... Okay. We hadn't yet stopped walking when I heard my phone going off in my pocket. I reach inside, grab my phone to check my messages. Right away, I see that it's the competition committee letting me know that the match on my court has officially ended, and then they've started wiping the court down and preparing it for my game. Which, amusingly enough, I can quite clearly see.
Convenient timing.
That's for sure. If you guys don't mind, I'm going to check in with the officials for this match, and then I think I'm going to wait for it to start by the bench. I think some time to collect my thoughts and focus myself would be good for me right now. That's okay. Whatever you need, Aniki.
Yeah, everyone has their own routine before a big event or performance or whatever. You've seen what it's like You've seen what I'm like backstage while waiting for my turn. I'm not that. I would sure hope so. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for waiting with me. Thanks for walking with me here.
No problem. Good luck.
Yeah, we'll let the others know you've headed in when they get here.
I'm pretty sure they'll be able to tell, Jun-san.
You know what I meant.
I head inside the court area, placing my bags on one of the benches and taking a seat. I make sure to greet everyone I pass by before I start watching the officials and volunteers wiping down the court. It's good to do nothing in particular. If I focus my mind on it, it's a good way of letting it turn off. They soon finish what they're doing, giving the all clear for the match to start. In the meantime, it seems that my opponent has already arrived, as I see him getting up from the other bench at the same time I do. A stag of medium build that comes up to about my chin in height. Looks athletic, but still somewhat unremarkable. His build reminds me a little of Keikun's, though with slightly more body mass. Once we lock eyes, he immediately looks away, fixing his gaze on the floor. That's all I need to know about his current mind state. Nervous opponent, huh? Not that I can blame him. Being an unseeded player in these situations must be nerve-wracking. No one else knows about you. Probably no one else will be cheering for you. Wherever you go, it must always feel like you're playing on the away court. I feel a little sympathetic, but I try not to let that occupy my mind too much. At the end of the day, I still need to win my match, and feeling sorry for him won't make him feel any better when he loses. The two of us take to the court as the umpire announces the duration of our warm-up session. We quickly start our own personal warm-up routines, with them inevitably ending on a short, low-effort rally, passing the ball back and forth so we can get the feel for our rackets and our swings. Then, "It's time! Players, please come up to the net." We do as directed. When I get closer to him, I can tell he's just a tad bulkier than I initially assumed from a distance. Or at least his chest sticks out more than I thought it did. I wonder if he's a power player like me. Good luck. May we have a good match.
Yeah, same here.
We quickly get our greetings out of the way. Afterwards, the umpire pulls out the coin, asking for the stag to call heads or tails. As the coin lands on the back of the umpire's hand on the head. That'd be an interesting fucking way to do it. It is uncovered and showed that the stag had called it right. Like any reasonable person that isn't Keisuke, the boy decides to serve first, which I'm not understanding. I'll be the one officiating the match. Let us start round one match between Benjamin Harrison, fucking Benjamin Harrison, Kid Gloves himself, and Akira Inunaki. Okay. Will the players please go to their positions? Inunaki. That's a strange name for a stag. Wait, probably not what I should be thinking of right now. Man, your brain is everywhere right now. This is not going to go well. I hop on my spot a few times. Once I feel ready, I clutch the racket firmly with both of my heads. With both your heads? You have two heads? Oh man. What are you, a Fallout cow? Firmly placing both my heads. Oh my god, dude. With both my heads. With both my heads. Firmly placing my feet on the ground and taking my position. To start from a strong foundation, keep the core engaged and prepared. Once the umpire gives a signal, I watch the stag close his eyes for a second. Once he opens them, he tosses the ball in the air and... Oh wow, we skipped the whole shit. Damn. I sit quietly by the window, having retired to my room some time ago. I murdered everybody. It wasn't a pretty sight, but it had to be done. Once the adrenaline faded away, exhaustion hit like a truck. I don't know why. I focused on improving my stamina ever since the last competition back in April, and I've only played a single match today. But I feel so tired. So I sit and enjoy the quiet. Keisuke was right. The view from here is pretty nice. Hey, is everything okay? Following a brief knock on the door, I look at the entrance just in time to see Keisuke emerging from the door before locking it behind him. Yeah, fine. You disappeared a while ago. Thought you headed to the bathroom or something, but you didn't show any signs of coming back. The celebration was a bit much for me. I'm happy that we all passed to the next round, don't get me wrong, but... Too much? Too much, yeah. too many voices, too much noise. My head was throbbing a bit, so I just wanted some quiet. You've been very quiet since we got back to the hotel. Not much was true, and in fact, you nearly dozed off in the bath. That was something I never thought I'd see. There comes a point when your desire to rest overrides your distaste for being naked in public. There's only me and Hayato-kun in there. I'd hardly call that public. It was still one person too many. Only one, huh? Keisuke gingerly pulls up a chair and sits next to me. It's times like these that I notice how careful and smooth his every gesture is. Even the way he pulls up a chair, opens a box, grabs something, sips on a cup of tea. All those kinds of basic menial tasks are performed so carefully and smoothly, like some kind of practiced movement. Other would normally just drag the chair and make some noise, lift it up completely. Keisuke grabs up, pulls it up with its feet just barely off the ground, and sits it down in one swift motion. You can barely tell where one action stops and the next one begins. Sounds silly to think about it. After all, it's pulling up a chair. I never think there'd be a refined way of pulling up a chair, but somehow he does it. Mind if I sit here with you? Not at all. Keisuke leans to the side, letting our shoulders touch, giving me my space while still letting me feel him nearby. It's nice. I like being able to sit together like this. I loved watching you play today, by the way. I guess it slipped my mind. I should have said it earlier, but I forgot. You watched me play tons of times. True, but I still love to. It takes my breath away. Isn't that what I said to you earlier today? You recycling my lines now? Don't look at me like that. I know I sound corny, but it's the truth. I've always loved watching you play. Well, that's why you came to our school, right? Right. It still feels embarrassing to admit. I don't mind. It's nice, knowing that you watch me so intently. I always do, even before I fell for you. Granted, it was for a completely different reason, but still. I readjust myself in my chair, letting my head rest against Keisuke. For his part, he accepts me without a single word or sound. I feel too tired to try and think up conversation, but I also don't feel like I need it. Just being around Keisuke like this, I can feel my battery starting to recharge again. I feel comfortable in the silence. Aw, that's so nice. That's a nice way to end it. That is all of the Keisuke updates as of the 0.55 public build. I know I am behind on the other two routes as well, so I need to sit down and record them. I am behind by several builds, so it's gonna take a bit. It's a lot of videos out of this recording, but I'm trying, damn it. So thank you for putting up with it for so long, especially since it seems the longer the series goes, I seem to be having salt moments, and I know there's a lot of fervent fan sentiment for this game, and I don't want it to ever come across like I dislike this game. you don't play a game for over 100 fucking episodes and not like it. I have significant problems with this game, and there are things that I think could be done better. Yeah, sure. But I also have an extreme respect for the creator of this game, for the people who work on this game in all aspects. And if I didn't like the game, I'd stop playing it. But for me, when I complain about a game and keep playing it, it's because I want to see it improve. I want to see the things I'm complaining about get addressed and fixed so that it can be better. Because I care. Because I want it to be an improved experience going forward. Because I want to continue doing it. Not because I just want it to... Not just because I want to bitch. Not just because I want to moan. Not just because I want to complain and carry on and then tear it down. Because I want to... in some way, in some whatever way, if it ever does help at all. If it does, I don't even know. I don't know if any of the things I've ever said has ever made an impact on this game in any way, shape, or form. But if in any way it does, then it's been worth it. But that's why I voice complaints. I don't do it just to tear down a game. I've stopped playing games in the past because I complained and I had no faith they would ever be addressed. And then the things that I didn't like overwhelmed the things I did like, and so I stopped playing it. I have very public examples of that. This is not that. I've continued to play this, and I will continue to play this with the 2 other routes that have updates, June and Shuichi. At some point, I don't know when. Probably soon, hopefully, but Lord knows, I hopefully have communicated that I cannot make these kinds of promises. So we'll see. But my throat is hurting, so I will be done now. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll talk to you all again later. Have a nice day. Bye.